Hello everyone, welcome back to Jaby KOAY's channel. This is not Jaby KOAY, this is Achara KIRK, and I am joined by Kristen STEPHENSONPINO. Woo! So happy to have you back. Okay, yes, yay! Okay, so we're going to be checking out the trailer to Dream Girl starring Ayushmann Khurrana and Nushrat Bharucha, which is coming out on the 13th of September. Jaby has already reacted to this and he was like, Achara, I think you and Kristen should watch this because you can have, you know, your female opinions on this trailer.
First time without Jaby.
भैया माता सीता तो कहीं दिखाई नहीं दे रही सीते माते प्रभु
Oh, hi.
प्रभु आप आए हैं सीता माता की तुम्हारी अम्मा ने कितने बकवास करके एक लड़का पैदा करो और तुम सीता बन जाते हो राधा बन जाते हो तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है हम पे कितना लोन है आप भी तो ब्लड बैंक छोड़कर हर एक बैंक से लोन ले रखो जब तेरी याद मुड़ के जाती नहीं सर मैं मिडिल क्लास होते ही फर्स्ट क्लास हूं क्रोशे का काम भी जानता हूं स्वेटर में नाश्ता और मोर बना सकता हूं मां बनने के अलावा कुछ भी कर सकता हूं एक बार ट्राई करके देखिए मां बनने का जॉब का हेलो मैं पूजा बोल रही हूं आवाज अच्छी लगी बातें और भी अच्छी लगी
Oh my god, oh my god!
Wait, is he a call girl? Boy?
I think so.
Oh my god, pretending to be a girl.
Yeah.
Hey, you can make a lot of money.
All men are dogs. मेरा बस चले ना तो इन सबको नंगा करके इन पे बुलडोजर चला दूं मैं बुलडोजर चलवा दूं तो नंगा करने की क्या जरूरत है नॉटी गर्ल कुछ सुनाइए ना सच्ची सच्ची
This is wild.
अकेले नहीं मैं ग्रुप में नाती हूं पूरे मोहल्ले के साथ नाती हूं
Oh my god.
तुम्हारे मोहल्ले वाले होते हैं समझ ना रहा हूं दूल्हा बनूं दुल्हन लहंगे में भी कहर लगेगा तू मैं अपनी पूजा से शादी करूंगा क्या करती हूं मैं पूजा से हम क्या करते पूजा से मेरे और पूजा के बीच कोई आया है ना तो काट के रख दूंगा और कौन है ये पूजा सब पूजा 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 क्यों कर रहे हैं पूजा
It also means a prayer.
गलत जगह पहुंच लेके डराया ना करो डायरेक्टली नहीं बोल सकते क्या
Don't scare me.
पूजा तो करनी है राधे 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 ओ राधे राधे राधे
Oh.
और तो उनकी इच्छा के बिना बांटते रहोगे तो महाभारत के टाइम में वीडियो होता है सबसे पहले तुम लोग अंदर जाते
Oh shit.
गुजरा के जस्ट नहीं बार
बहू
पहले लो दादी
हैं
पहले को दादी
क्या कर रही हो
बस पौधन में पानी डाली
Oh.
I love you पूजा मैं तुम्हारे बिना रह नहीं सकता
Oh.
पूजा जी बोल रहे ना पूजा को फोन किए तो डाना पेंटी तो बोलेगी नहीं ना डाना पे ध्यान नहीं देता कुत्ते
You dog.
Jog. Oh my.
Where do you start?
That was really, really different. His voice. Oh my god.
I like it.
That was so good.
I want to watch that.
That's such a bizarre concept, but think about it, right? If you were one of those girls at those kind of naughty call girl, I don't know what it's called. Is it just like, it's not a call girl, because a call girl is someone that you call and, you know, get sexual favors from or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's just like a hotline or
No,
a
but
chat
the
girl.
hotline
or-
and the I think it's the same thing, no?
Is it?
It's the same thing.
Okay, so whatever
I'm
it
pretty
is,
sure,
like
yeah.
just imagine you're a dude, so you probably know
What they're looking
What
for,
they're
what they
looking for.
want,
Exactly.
how dirty to go.
Yeah, and so he's just feeding into that whole thing and
He's
giving
brilliant.
them what they want.
It's brilliant.
That's-
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Well done. I wasn't expecting it to go that way. Like in the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, okay, is this some sort of like Shakespeare thing? Because you know, like how
Yeah.
back in the day, they would get young boys to play the
Yes.
female roles, and he's playing like the female roles in the kind of religious plays that they're putting on. But then I'm not quite sure how it got to this whole like, oh,
Yeah, I wasn't sure
Let
what
me-
we were watching at first. I was like, okay, where's this going? Where's this going?
yeah,
And then I was like, oh, that's different.
very, very
I haven't seen
different.
that kind of plot before, so I'm very
Yeah.
intrigued to see more.
It doesn't come across that he's gay either. Like,
No.
I'm not getting that. I'm just getting that he's a guy who has this skill who can do...
He's milking it.
Yeah.
He's milking it.
He's just impersonating a girl and being everyone's dream girl, right? Hence the title. Captain Obvious. Ayushmann Khurrana is really interesting because he tends to pick projects that are not really super mainstream, but they end up being really popular. And I wonder as well, like, what is it about this? Like, is this something that kind of happens a lot in Indian society that isn't really talked about? Maybe this is something that people watch and they're like, oh yeah, like, I totally get it. Or is this something that's just so far out there, but is such an interesting concept?
Or it's something that you're just like, what if?
Exactly.
Like, what if?
What if a guy...
What if you're really like, for the people who are out there talking to these call girls, it's actually a man, and you're just like, oh, yeah, I love you. And then it's like...
It's like the whole deception.
How would you feel if you, like, you're talking to some guy, and you thought it was a real guy, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, that was a chick the whole time?
She knew my innermost feelings? She knew what makes me tick? I mean, I don't know.
I wonder what Jaby would feel like if a guy was talking to him and he got all invested.
I'd
like to see his face on that one.
He'd be questioning
He'd be like,
a lot of things. He'd be like,
you're like, what?
Well, that's probably what's going to happen, right? Because it's all culminating in this huge thing where everybody's fallen in love with Pooja because she's the perfect girl.
How much you want to bet Jaby's in there talking to Pooja?
He's like, hey, Pooja.
I know he's in this film.
So there was that joke about if Me Too was around during the Mahabharata, then you all would have been arrested. The only thing I can think of in the Mahabharata where that happened, there was this scene where I think it was Draupadi, who was the wife of one of the families. Like, it's about these warring families. I'm probably getting this all wrong, but someone was trying to rape her.
Oh.
This is in the story, okay? And but because of some reason with her modesty or something, they tried to take off her sari, but it was never ending. So
why does this sound familiar to me? Do I know this story?
I don't know. So she was gonna be in a whole world of trouble, but a god or whatever, you guys please remind me of this story.
Like protected her or
Yeah,
something?
protected her. So like she maintained her dignity and stuff. But you think about like so many classical literature stories or mythology, and if you go back and look at it now, there probably would be a lot of cause for like the Me Too movement coming and being like, yo,
there's a lot in the medieval times.
Wasn't cool. Oh yeah.
A lot.
I think this is getting like way serious, but I don't think that was meant to be like a super mega like dark joke, but it does make you think. What do you think about like this whole thing where he's a guy and he's basically, I guess he's just kind of living what we live on a daily basis, which is being a woman. That's an interesting concept.
At least he's going through the motions. And he's like trying things out.
He has the safety net of being able to just be a dude afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you think about people who are transgender and what that means to them, and like going out in the world as a person of the opposite sex. You know, you're going out and like you're really experiencing what that's like, how people receive you, how people talk to you and stuff. But he's kind of having that just on the end of the phone.
But at the same time, I feel like it's not the same, right? I feel like when you start experimenting more, trying to be the opposite sex, then maybe, like, you know, it gets relatable.
I imagine that in that part where he's talking about the Mahabharata, that he's probably experienced a lot of stuff, like just talking to guys on the phone. And
yeah,
and
he can relate to it.
He can relate to it. And so now he's doing the play and he's like, that's not cool. It's not cool to exploit women like that.
Well, I mean, they really think he's a woman.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they really, really do believe he's a woman on the phone.
Yeah.
So now he's starting to feel some type of way about it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh my God, like, this is rough.
Because it's real to him now, you know, because they're saying things to him that maybe he's going, oh, that's weird. Why would you talk to someone like that or objectify someone in that way?
And he's never gotten it from the other end.
Yeah, because you never know, I guess, until you're in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah.
He's going through a lot of stuff, like even at the end of the trailer, he's having an identity crisis because he doesn't even know he responds in the high-pitched voice and then like, oh wait, no, I'm a guy right now. So I guess like the lines are getting blurred.
Well, I mean, okay. Now, like, okay, when you go back, when he's talking, then they're like, whoa, your voice changed. I did think, oh, wait, he went off character?
Yeah.
Because it threw him off. Because he's pretending to be something he's not, right? Mm-hmm. So then the real him's starting to get involved and mixed up with it all, and he's like, hold up, and then when the guy calls him out, he's like, oh, I mean, whoops, sorry, woohoo.
Yeah.
Like, he went back. I think that right there, I think in the beginning, he's thinking as like, oh, okay, it's easy paycheck. Like, oh, I can do this night and day. I know exactly what these guys want. And then now, as it progresses, he's starting to get more invested and more involved because he's just baffled on the things that people are saying. So now he's getting confused and like, wow, this is really screwed up. Now let's go back to the Me Too thing, where it becomes more of a, you guys, this is freaking jacked up. I'm gonna start throwing that Me Too. Like, you don't get it? Because he's feeling the opposite side and the opposite sex of like what some of the stuff that goes down and like what they're wanting.
Right.
Or why they say things that we say, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or why we're like, oh, well, yeah, I was walking down the street and the guy was whistling. He's like, where before I think he'd probably like, okay, they're whistling.
Yeah, like what's
where
the
now,
big deal?
Where now it's like, it's almost like, oh my God, okay, that was like really inappropriate. I mean, that's like kind of an example.
I guess, I mean, I'm wondering
what
the message is of this movie, because the actor Ayushmann Khurrana tends to do films which have a message, and I'm wondering if maybe simply the message is like, you never know what the other person is going through until
the opposite sex or whatever.
Yeah, in their shoes.
I think this film's supposed to be a comedy.
Yes.
I think it's supposed to be enlightening. I think it's supposed to open your eyes to be like, so, don't be an asshole. Like,
that's
you know what I mean? I think it's gonna help you emphasize with the opposite sex in possibly a way that you've never thought of before.
Yeah, and maybe that's just it. It's just.
No, originally I wanted to watch it because I was like, dude, this is really funny. And then the more I started to think about it, I was like, okay, there's more than it being funny and why I want to watch it now.
Like, I think that's the hope, is that it's not just comedy laughs for the sake of laughs, because the cool thing about comedy is that it kind of breaks down your mental barriers, and I feel like when you're approaching a difficult subject, if you approach it in a humorous way, then people are more likely to kind of
open up their mind a little bit,
their
not be
notions.
so like opinionated and like butthurt over things.
Exactly. So hopefully you get some positive change coming out of this.
So do you think because they made it a man versus like a woman pretending to be I don't know, you know what I mean?
I think it might be more accessible to people. Because, like, a lot of men in the audience might be able to take it better than if it was a woman doing the opposite. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you so much for joining us. Please do check out Kristen StephenSonPino on the social medias. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon, because that's important.
Can I sign off as Jaby?
Yes, you may sign off as Jaby.
And I'm Jaby Cano. I messed up his last name. I lied, never mind. I'll just say I'm Jaby and peace out. Subscribe.